Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
Well, the Tigers have two of the hottest hitters in the game right now, and they have the hitting streaks to prove it. Ian Kinsler is on an 8-game streak for the Tigers. Not to be outdone, Miguel Cabrera, he is red hot as well. An 11-game hitting streak, just too shy of his season high. It'll be Kinsler and Miggy leading the Tigers offense today as we welcome you to Comerica Park. Final game of the series featuring the Angels and the Tigers. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pep alongside Kurt Gibson. Glad to have you with us here for the final game of the series. Tigers trying to win the series, and with the help of Kinsler and Cabrera, it's certainly a lot easier.
Well, they've been hot, and he talked about the hitting streaks. And if you look at the lineup, it's kind of built around them. It's important that Iglesias and Ghost get on to set the table for Kinsler and Miggy. And then they, in turn, set the table for V-Mart and J.D. Martinez, so it's important for them to be involved to score the runs for the Tigers.
All right, now Randy Wolf will get the call today for the Tigers, Kirk. And Randy did pretty good in his first start with the Tigers, and hopefully he'll give them another good outing today.
Well, when Daniel Norris and Anibal Sanchez went on the DL, there's a lot of discussion about what are we going to do? Do we bring up Michael Fulmer? Do we rush him? But Randy Wolf was out there. He became available. He's a veteran guy, 39 years old. He's a 16-year veteran. He's thrown 2,300 innings of pitching. So he knows what he's doing, and he's learned to pitch to contact now. For the Tigers to win today, they'll have to play good defense behind him.
All right, the Tigers and the Angels, Game 3 in the series coming up after a short break. We'll send you back to the Colsam Studios. Check in with Matt Shepard. What a night it was last night. Justin Verlander, a one-hitter. Tigers, Angels, final game of the series coming up next. Wolf is presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Yeah, after 23 minor league starts this year, is second for Detroit. In his first start, 3 earned runs in 7 innings. Very good effort. Looking for another one today.
And he will face Cole Calhoun to get things started here for the Angels. Final game in this series is underway. The first pitch outside to Calhoun. 1 ball, no strikes. Calhoun is 0 for 8 in the series, batting .266.
Took a pitch. Been very aggressive in the series.
Now Wolf with the 1-0 pitch. That's hammered back out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cool and overcast here at the ballpark today. 63 degrees our game time temperatures. We wrap up the 3-game set. Angels won the opener. Tigers won yesterday behind Justin Verlander. Calhoun 19 homers this year. And he has driven in 66. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That is ripped down the right field line, foul. He got out in front of it.
Pretty exciting environment here last night. Justin Verlander with his effort, only to come up short. Tigers did win the game, though. Feel like when I walked in here today, it was going to be the same.
Almost 32,000 fans saw it last night. Final numbers on Verlander: he struck out 9 in the game. Now the 1-2 coming from Wolf. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. But Calhoun's had a tough series, and it continues here today. Here's the rest of the Angels lineup presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. You saw Calhoun strike out. He is followed by Trout and Pujols. Cron is at first base today. Ibar is at short. Shane Victorino gets the start. One of the acquisitions at the deadline. Perez, Coward, and Grant Green rounded out for Mike Scioscia's squad. And here is Trout. Tigers by and large have done a really good job against the top 3 hitters in the Angels lineup, aside from a home run by Pujols in game 1. There's a ball outside to Trout.
You know, Randy Wolf, I was talking about earlier, he's going to throw to contact, let the fielders play their positions, and see him really trying to drive the ball down in the zone right now. Get those ground balls.
Here's the 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes.
Huh. C.B. Buckner behind the plate. Usually a dispute or two. Randy Wolf wanted that pitch.
Infield playing to pull on Trout. Just 1 for 7 in the series. And he looks at a ball high and away. 3-0. Wolf turned 39 on Saturday when he made his first Tiger start. Start against the Texas Rangers. 17th big league season for Wolf. And it's in there, a strike. 3-1. Tigers have had to do some different things with their rotation. Sanchez on the DL, Norris on the DL. Wolf with the 3-1 pitch. And a strike called in the outside corner.
Well, maybe he missed the first one, but he got that one right down there in the down and away outside corner. Took a little cutter, snipped the outside corner.
Full count pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Trout goes down swinging, and a good start for Wolf today. Here's the Tigers' defensive alignment behind Wolf. It's brought to you by Beaumont Health. Goes in the outfield and center along with Collins and Martinez. Then is the outfield left, center to right. You got Castellanos, Iglesias, Kinsler, Cabrera third to first. Avila catching today for Randy Wolf.
There you see he's throwing the ball mainly away. Now he comes in, elevates a little bit just underneath the hands. Second strikeout of the game.
Here is Albert Pujols. Hit a 3-run shot in the first game in the series, and he looks at a strike. 0-1. Albert's done some major damage in his career versus the Tigers. 370 lifetime. Those numbers include his days with St. Louis and the Angels. They played the shift against Pujols as well.
286 against Randy Wolf with 3 home runs, 12 for 42. The Tigers have the right-handed shift on, which means 85% of the balls that he hits, line drives or ground balls, are going to go to the left of second base.
Meanwhile, 0-2 on Pujols. 1 for 7 in the series. You see the career numbers against Wolf. Now the 0-2. Popped him up. Shallow right field. Here comes Martinez, still coming, and it's going to be caught by JD. 1-2-3 inning for Wolf, and a good start to this one for the Tigers. Take their first swings here in the bottom of the first. Their lineup presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. It'll be Kinsler, Collins, and Cabrera in the top 3 spots. Mickey swings a hot bat during day games. Victor Martinez, JD Martinez, Nick Castellanos, and a bottom 3 of Avila, Iglesias, and Anthony Gose. They're facing the right-handed offerings of Matt Shoemaker.
5-9 record. Actually, his kid's pitching at home today from Trent. Went to Eastern Michigan University. Had a good year last year, second in the Rookie of the Year. So he's going to be excited. I'm sure he's got a few guys in the stands, a few family members.
I would imagine he had to troll around the clubhouse today for some extra tickets. As Kinsler stands in and looks at ball 1.
I was watching film on Matt, and he kind of reminded me of Josh Coleminter. He's got the beard going. Michigan butt man.
Yeah, another Michigan native. That is ripped to left, but foul. Here's some guys that are Michigan bred that have attended colleges here in the state of Michigan that are active in the big leagues. Got Anthony Bass. You mentioned Coleminter. Putnam. Matt Thornton went to Grand Valley. That has popped up. Right side of the infield. Who wants it? The second baseman does. That's Grant Green. We saw part of the Angels defense. Their alignment today presented by Tim Hortons. In the outfield, Victorino, Trout, and Calhoun. On the infield, Coward and Crone. On the corners, Ibar and Green up the middle. And Carlos Perez is catching today for Matt Shoemaker. Here's Tyler Collins batting in the 2 slot against the right-handed pitcher. Collins at .264. And Shoemaker delivers outside 1-0.
You're watching film on Matt, and looks like he likes to go to his off speed for his put away pitches, especially 2-2, 3-2. See if he continues to follow that pattern. You see the fastball looks like he's got good movement away from the left-handed hitters, sinking, running away.
He has seen the Tigers a couple of times, but this is his first start at Comerica Park, and what a thrill it has to be for Shoemaker. Mentioned he went to Eastern Michigan, also Trenton High School. A lot of friends and family in attendance here today. Here's the 2-1. Outside, 3 balls, 1 strike.
Competed on the U.S. national baseball team. I think also in the World Cup in 2011. But he pitched back in May out in Anaheim against us, didn't he?
He did. Well, Shoemaker's had pretty good success against the Tigers in his couple of outings versus Detroit. He's 28 years old, was born in Wyandotte. Full count. Lifted toward left field. Victorino coming in. Boy, that turned into a tricky play. 2 gone.
A little bit of an adventure there. Ball died. Didn't go as far as Victorino thought. Getting a day game here, you don't get a real good read early. You got to get your eyes adjusted. Victorino been off a couple days. Ball's coming down back towards the foul territory, but he makes the catch.
Like Collins hit that ball a little bit better than ended up, and Victorino had to run in as he continues to try and figure out the sky here. Here's Cabrera. Inside to Miggy. Well, about as hot as they come right now, wouldn't you say, Gibby? 11-game hitting streak going.
Bait me. Yeah, he's really hot. We had some conversations about Miggy. We'll talk about him a little later.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Question that I brought up to you. Actually, it was yesterday, so we continue to look into it.
Well, why do you want to wait? Let's bring it up now. The question is, can he hit 400 in a season? Possible. He's at 370 right now as he rolls that one foul, 1 and 2.
Well, I raised the question, and of course you do the math. He's at 370 right now. 36 games remaining, 4 at bats per game. So he needs 67 hits in his next 144 at bats to reach 39957, which is rounded up to 400. And he also would qualify for the title.
Well, Shoemaker got him that time in a 1-2-3 inning.
We jinxed it.
Now the Angels come to the dish here in the second. It'll be Crone, Ibar, Victorino facing Randy Wolf, who recorded a couple of strikeouts in that first. C.J. Cron batting cleanup in this game, 1 for 6 in the series. And he looks at a ball high, 1-0. Cron batting .267, a little bit of pop. He's got 10 home runs this year. Now the 1-0 pitch. in there a strike. He didn't quite like that call from C.B. Buckner.
Yeah, CB, his strike zone will move around a little bit, but you know, he bears down. In the end, it'll all be even.
Fouled away, 1-2. Crone played his college ball at Utah, was an All-American at Utah. In fact, his claim to fame his freshman year at Utah, he had a 3-hit game against Steven Strasburg.
Well, he must have been hot. Strasburg he had a great college career.
He was dominant in college. That slice to right field, the other way, a base hit. So the Angels getting their first hit of the day a lot quicker than they got it last night.
They had to wait to the 9th inning. Here we are in the 2nd.
And we'll see what Ibar is up there to do now. Castellanos coming in tight at third base. See Bernstein advantage as Ibar steps in. Through July 31st, pretty good numbers, but really this month of August, not been kind to him. Just a 167 on base percentage.
Yeah, the ebbs and flows of a Major League Baseball season. You're rolling, you're happy, and things are going good, then you can't buy a hit.
Ball's hit pretty deep. Ghost going back all the way to the warning track. That ball just kept carrying on Ghost. One out.
You know why, right? Starting to heat up. So, yeah, Anthony, I don't know if he misjudged it just a little bit, but never took his eye off it, kept it on the ball, pulled it in. Because it was kind of chilly this morning, right? With a little weather info here. Warming up, you get that warmth rising, and it makes the ball carry.
What's that the term you used a couple of weeks ago?
Convective activity.
Convective activity. I got so many tweets on that.
You did?
Convective activity. Most of them from meteorologists.
Well, it's what it is.
Here's a strike called on Shane Victorino. Victorino, 234, two-time All-Star, was acquired by the Angels at the deadline.
He used to be a switch hitter, and actually in 2013 abandoned that. Now he only hits right-handed. Does not swing against righties well at all.
0-2.
This kid, he plays hard. He's dealt with a lot of injuries recently in his career, so they start to catch up to you.
Perez waiting on deck. Victorino early in his career had some good years with the Philadelphia Phillies. Then, of course, he went to the Red Sox. And was a big part of that 2013 team that eliminated the Tigers. Wolf missing low, 1-2.
Randy Wolf pretty good at holding runners. There you see Shane's career numbers in his 12th season. 108 home runs, 487 RBI.
Here's the 1-2, and it misses high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Time call now. Looks like Mr. Iglesias wants some sunglasses.
That's a smart thing to do. You try and sneak through an inning without getting the glasses, and the ball's hit to you, and it's not fun looking into the sun with no glasses. Well, the glasses have changed over the years as well. Look a lot cooler now, don't they?
No doubt. You used to use the flip down, didn't you?
Yeah, the LK line number 6s.
Nice.
They were very dark. I mean, if you flipped them down and looked into the sky, you really couldn't see anything. You could barely see the ball, but the sun didn't blind you.
But wouldn't you want to see the ball?
Well, you could barely see the ball, but like the sun, if you look in the sun with today's glasses, there's still a glare around it. With the K-line number 6s, no glare, just a round sun, small. So if it goes in, it comes right out.
Strike called. Victorino tried to coax his way down to first. Not so. 3 strikeouts now for Wolf.
Yeah, it looks like he comes in right here. CB with the right hand comes out quick. Down he goes.
Here's Carlos Perez with 2 outs. A couple of strikeouts in the first and now 1 here in the second for Randy Wolf. That's off the end of the bat foul. No balls, 1 strike on Perez. Iannetta caught yesterday, much to the chagrin of Justin Verlander, because Iannetta ended up getting their only hit.
Yeah, and both catchers have been switched out today. The night to day game.
Now the 0-1. That's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wolf spent 8 seasons with the Phillies, made his only all-star team with the Phils. That was back in 2003. He was a 16-game winner that year. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Perez.
Also, you know, his brother is a major league umpire, Jim Wolf. But they always switch him off the plate. Certainly, if he's got the game, I don't think he even gets signed to his brother's games anymore.
There's Randy's older brother, Jim. Now the 1-2, and it's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Waiting on deck, Caleb Cowart. Leadoff single here by the Angels, but now with 2 outs, Perez, who is 0 for 3, waiting on a 2-2. Runner goes low. Avila's throw down to second, bouncing in. The tag is made by Kinsler. What a play!
That was a great play by Ian Kinsler right there. Great pick and tag.
Ian Kinsler dug it out of the dirt in one motion, applied the tag. We'll see if Mike Scioscia wants to look at this.
Well, you know he does. He's going to take a look at it, all of it. Went right between his legs.
Oh my goodness.
Tags him right on the leg.
That is a circus play right there.
Looked like Ian might have been a tad late getting there, but great concentration.
How did Kinsler even pick that ball going right through his legs?
See if we can get an idea. Where did he tag him at?
Maybe too high.
Yep.
Yeah, they might want to look at this.
It's not very conclusive from what we've seen, though. It looks like he might have got in there in that view.
Yeah. Well, the Angels still making their determination on whether or not to challenge this play. And they're going to wave it off, it appears. So Kinsler makes a gorgeous play at second base on the pick and the tag, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left.
of Matt Shoemaker. Yes, the pride of Trenton and Eastern Michigan University, pitching for the first time ever here at Comerica Park. And right next to me, I've got Matt's father, David. What is it like for you seeing your boy out on that mound right now?
It's really a dream come true for our whole family. I mean, Matt's worked so hard to get here, and to be able to pitch in his hometown, his home state's just a tremendous blessing for all of us.
He had one heck of a season in 2014. 16 wins, finished second in the American League Rookie of the Year voting. What was it like for you as his father to watch that season play out?
Well, I think as the season began, when he started in the bullpen, we were just thankful that he had a position, on the 25-man roster. And then as the season progressed, he moved into the starting rotation, and it seemed he kept getting better and better. And we sort of hated to see the season come to an end, to be honest with you. But once again, we were just thrilled. All of his hard work paid off, and just to be able to give him the opportunity, because we know many people don't get that.
I'm also going to spin around here because Matt's mom, Karen, is behind me, and I know your whole family had been diehard Tiger fans before Matt joined the Angels. Tell me that story about how big of a Tigers fan you were.
Oh, well, not only Matt and our daughter grew up a Tiger fan, but I grew up a Tiger fan. My dad, back in 1968 when we won the World Series, I remember he took us beeping horns up and down Verner Highway in southwest Detroit. So this is very exciting for us.
Exciting, but is it nerve-wracking being here and seeing your son out on that mound?
Yes, it's very stressful, it's very exciting, and I do a lot of praying.
Well, we'll let you get back to watching the game. I can tell you one person who's not feeling the nerves right now. It's Matt Shoemaker's infant son, Brady, 7 months old, sitting over here on the end right now wearing a Tigers cap and Angels pants. So it's a great day for all the Shoemakers. Mario and Kirk, back to you guys.
All right, Justin, thanks very much.
That's really cool there.
That is cool.
It is the dream come true, I'm sure, for any father to be able to experience something like that.
J.D. Martinez stands in with one out, and he looks at a strike. I was reading a story, Gibby, about Shoemaker when he was after his senior year. He was following the draft on his computer and just kept following it round by round, hoping his name would be called. And after the 50th round had ended and his name wasn't called, he just simply shut his computer down. And his dad was there sitting with him, David. And David just didn't know what to say. He just said, "Well, son, I'm sorry." And so he's come from that to pitching in the big leagues, and not only that, but pitching here at Comerica Park.
Yeah, signed as an amateur free agent, and it all worked out.
Chopper to third base. Guess it goes to show there are many paths to the big leagues.
Yes, there are, but you have to have the determination, and obviously he's got it. Climbed the ladder, put his own ladder up, and climbed up with everybody else, and here he is. We wish him well, but not too much.
Not today,
now. Now that his parents aren't on with us. Good luck. It'd be easy.
1 ball, 2 strikes, Martinez.
You know, when I signed, my parents had the opportunity to watch me because basically played in the hometown as well, and that is one of the highlights of anybody's career. And certainly, if you can get into the postseason, the playoffs, to get a chance to experience a world championship, even better.
Now the 1-2 lifted in the air to center field for Mike Trout. Drifting over to make the play, 2 gone. 5 in a row retired by Shoemaker. Stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we'll select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's Steak and Egg Burritos. So with 2 outs, here's Castellanos. Nick batting .248. 16 home runs for Castellanos, including last night's solo shot in the second, which got the Tigers on the board against Santiago. Ball high, 1-0.
It's taken this day game a little time to unwind. It wasn't that long ago when everybody was on an extreme high because of Justin Verlander's effort last night. Then you come in here for the day game and a short turnaround. You're going to travel after. You got to go home and pack. But it'll get going here.
That one almost got Wolf, who had to vacate his spot on the bench.
Yeah. Looks like he's got the no-hitter right now. Nobody around him. So Justin, there's people around him last night.
Castellanos shoots it in the air to center field. Sinking. Trout coming on to make the basket catch.
He scoots good out there.
It'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Matt Shoemaker. Tigers baseball today presented by Bell Tire.
Verlander, we've been talking about it again today. So exciting last night. Electric stuff. Just continues to build off start after start after start. Really featured a high fastball. Almost 65% of his pitches last night fastballs. Previous game way less than that. But then in the ninth inning, paint. Chris Iannetta with a double. Ruined the night.
There's a line drive to center and a base hit to lead things off for the Angels here in the third. Carlos Perez singles to get it going.
Really didn't ruin the night. It just dampened it a little bit. We did get the win.
Yeah, I would say it dampened it, not ruined it, because Verlander would go on to get the final 3 hitters in a 5-0 win.
And stay tuned, right?
Stay tuned, because he'll be putting on the headsets in the bottom of the third and chatting with yours truly and Mr. Gibbs.
Got your questions ready?
I do, man. I've got them all written down and everything.
I'm going to try and ask some questions that somebody would want me to ask.
So in other words, like maybe off the wall type questions or out of the box type questions?
No, absolutely not. It'd be right, straight, narrow.
Okay.
Wonder how he feels today. You always wonder how a pitcher comes out of his starts. You know, he was really letting it go. His velocity kept raising as the game went on.
See, now that's a good question.
Yeah, the second day really is the day. I think the first day you maybe feel a little bit. The second day, I think. Then they have a routine we were talking about yesterday. The 1, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th day. I think he spent a lot less time on the trainer's table, and that's means more production and getting that arm ready, and getting yourself and mind ready for your next start.
Ground ball back up the middle. Iglesias will flip to Kinsler. Barehanded play and a double play. Ooh, that one was fancy.
That was efficient. Nice play. The thing I like about this play is Iglesias has got great hands, glove and hand. But then if you look at Ian, he knew he had time. He didn't rush it. Took his time and made a good throw. And these guys spend countless ground ball after ground ball in batting practice every day, practicing those plays, and it comes to fruition here in the game. Good result.
Tigers and a couple of well-placed double plays in the ball game last night. After 2 Verlander walks, they get another one here today. Grant Green, the batter. Green batting .241. Started the first game, but came out with a sore knee. He's back in there for game 3. Chopped slowly toward third. Castellanos waits on it. Green is out, and that is that. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. JV on the way. We'll chat with him in the bottom of the third. To this point, and we've got the man of the hour last night joining us here in the bottom of the third, Justin Verlander. First, JV, congrats. I know it had to be a thrilling time for you last night. You certainly gave us a thrill. And the one thing I always wonder about these possible no-hitters, how do you challenge or channel your emotions as you get later and later in the game? It looked like you did a fabulous job at that.
Yeah, it's tough. My second one in Toronto, I was able to kind of keep my emotions in check, being able to recall what it was like the first one. So it was kind of a similar feeling last night. Just don't think about it too much. Kind of use your emotions to your advantage and, use the adrenaline.
Hey, JV, it's Gibby. When do you realize that you got something special going, just the way you feel?
Well, I knew I felt good right from the get-go. Obviously that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to throw a no-hitter, but, felt good right from the start. And, as the game progresses, you get a feel for things. And really for me, about the fourth or fifth inning, you start thinking about it. And then, I kind of keyed the seventh inning with Trout and Pujols coming up, thinking if I got through that, I'd have a good shot at it. So that was a big inning for me. And then, Iannetta just, you got to tip your cap, put a good swing on it.
Yeah. I see you in the clubhouse preparing for the game in a couple of days before that, and you noticed your previous start, you threw way less fastballs. Last night, way more. You threw way more changeups your previous start and way less. So how do you develop that plan? Does it just develop as the game goes on? Yeah,
it just kind of develops as the game goes on. Obviously, you come up with a game plan pre-game, and you kind of go based on how you feel throughout the game as well. Obviously, you talked about changeups. That actually, me and McCann were just talking about it. One of the biggest pitches last night was a changeup I threw Ibar, but I hadn't thrown it to him all game. And picked it in a big spot and was able to get a double play out of it.
Hey, JV, one of the big spots of the game for me was that eighth inning. You walked Murphy on 4 straight pitches. Then you fell behind Ibar. How were you able to kind of just gather yourself and get through that? Double play certainly helped.
Yeah, the double play was big. You just got to tell yourself to calm down. Obviously, that's one of those moments where the adrenaline's kind of getting to you. And, I came out there in the eighth, and the crowd was awesome, and I'm pumped up, and was just kind of letting it fly a little bit, and lost the zone, but was able to rein it back in.
So you're really cognizant of the crowd. I mean, they built about 5th, 6th inning, don't you think?
Yeah, it was a pretty special feeling, honestly, especially coming off the mound there in the 7th, 8th, the way the crowd was reacting. I've put in a lot of hard work, and these fans, they've been behind my back the whole time, and it was really a special feeling to be out there and have the crowd support me the way they were.
So, Matt Shoemaker, he's from Trenton here, the Angels pitcher. He's got his whole family here. Now, last night, did you have any of your family here? Anybody special in the stands that you?
No, my family wasn't here. My brother, my mom and dad, they were all at home. My brother actually sent me a video. He was watching at a friend's house, and his friend, unbeknownst to him, took a video of him, and he's kind of biting his nails and praying, and it was pretty funny. I had a buddy here, and Kate was here, so I had a couple people here in the stands.
Well, we're going to show a graphic right now of one-hitters, and of course JV now with a complete game one-hitter 4 times. Anibal Sanchez, your teammate, has done it 5 times. And, yes, I know there's a lot of disappointment. And I'm sure once you saw that ball kick up some paint down the left field line, there was a lot of disappointment that set in. Yet, you still had 3 outs to get. Yet, you still had to get your team to a victory. So, all in all, there is disappointment. But it's a pretty good outing last night.
Yeah, really talking about it afterwards with Mac, obviously it's a little bit of disappointment, not being able to finish it off. But, it's one of the better games I've pitched. Really only one hard hit ball before Iannetta. That was the ground ball that Trout hit to Iglesias in early goings of the game. Other than that, I was able to locate my stuff and get weak contact for the most part of the game.
Iglesias, the batter here, with 1 out against Shoemaker. We're chatting with Justin Verlander following his one-hitter last night, near no-hitter. And you bring up a good point, JV. I want to talk to you about James McCann, because a lot of times in these no-hitters, the catchers go unnoticed, but you guys seem to be working pretty well last night. Yeah,
I think we've more and more become to get on the same page. It's just a feel thing. He knows what I like to throw. I know what sequences he wants to put down, and for the most part last night we were on the same page the whole time. Even the change up to Ibar, he threw that down, and I was on the same page with him. Even though we hadn't thrown it all game.
Okay, you got to settle this one for us all together. The superstition of, is anybody supposed to sit by are we supposed to say he's got a no-hitter?
Well, I heard that it's just like a banner up on the screen saying no-hitter. Somebody was telling me it's like a banner, no-hitter through 6 1/3, no-hitter through 6 2/3. So I don't know if that superstition's kind of gone by the wayside with all the social media and everything now.
Yeah, well, as we look at some of the highlights of your outing last night and your dominant performance, believe me, I should let you read some of the tweets after the ball game last night about jinxes and no jinxes.
Yeah, I saw a couple of them on my feed. It's pretty funny. Yeah.
Well, the one thing we wanted to talk to you about, JV, is your fastball, because it seemed like as the game went on, it got harder and harder. Was that the adrenaline kicking in, or was that by design?
Well, it's kind of by design and a bit of adrenaline. It's something I've done my whole career, and was able to execute it last night, and also the adrenaline started to build, and you kind of feed off that as well.
Yeah, really explosive at the top of the zone. It seemed like he used it up top early in the game.
Yeah, that was kind of a point of emphasis, executing my fastball at the top of the zone to a bunch of those guys, and was able to locate it pretty well.
Well, Justin, overall now, obviously your season has really turned around, and many people were starting to think, well, where is JV? I know he had the 2 months off, he had the injury, but now I think people are starting to realize that you just can't come back from an injury right away and just make things happen. It does take a little bit of time, and there is a process.
Yeah, definitely. Something that I've had to learn. It was pretty tough on me. Coming out of spring training is the best I felt in a couple of years, and I was really excited to get going, and then obviously the injury occurred, and it's pretty hard to come back when you're not in midseason form, and these guys are. I've never had to do that before, and it's not easy.
Anthony Ghost looks at a ball low, and they count now 3 balls and 1 strike.
Well, JV, I hope that your arm responds good to last night, and you have another good one in your next turn.
All right, I appreciate it. Thanks, Gibby.
All right, JV, take care, buddy. We'll talk to you.
All right, guys.
All righty, Justin Verlander, who authored a one-hitter last night. The Tigers beating the Angels. There's a soft line drive to right. That'll drop in a base hit. And a 2-out single for Ghost. Tigers have their first hit of the ball game today. That'll bring up Ian Kinsler.
Yep, right up the barrel. Good guy to have on first base with 2 outs. Anthony Ghost is going to want to go. Put a little pressure on the young pitcher. Try and get down there and score in position for Ian Kinsler, who's been really hot.
Kinsler popped up at his first at bat. Ghost has 19 steals this year. And Shoemaker from the stretch for the first time this afternoon. Here's a snap throw back down. Got him at first base. We'll see. Brad says hold everything as Perez came up gunning and fired a bullet. We'll see if he actually got him. Out was the call by Lance Barrett down at first base.
Well, as you look as he gets off and he has to get back, I don't know if he tagged him down there in the forearm or he missed him, but when you're like that, and Perez has a really good arm, that was a kind of a planned pitch on the right side of the plate. First baseman back in there quickly. When you take that secondary lead, if this is for any young kid, watch the secondary lead, you got to immediately get back. As soon as that ball crosses the plate, you've got to retreat. Take a little split second, sometime it'll cost you.
And it cost the Tigers there. They will not challenge. Pickoff ends the inning. He goes, picked off first base by the catcher, Carlos Perez.
Quick snap throw.
Very effective. Cole Calhoun leads it off. And a bender missing outside. 1-0 on Calhoun. One of the 2 strikeout victims in the first inning for the lefty Randy Wolf. Thanks again to Justin Verlander for hopping on the headsets and spending a couple of minutes with us. It's a high fly ball to left. Tyler Collins under it. One gone. Time for a game break now. Here's Mickey York. All right, Mick, thanks. Well, a little bit more than what we have here. It is scoreless. No runs, 2 hits for the Angels. No runs, 1 hit for the Tigers. Wolf missing outside. Mike Trout also struck out in the first.
Thought interesting comment by JB. One of the most interesting was when he was talking about the changeup and that he hadn't thrown one to Ibar and he saved it. That's where he got the double play off. Remember?
Right.
So that's kind of how pitchers work, especially the veteran guys that many wins under their belt, well seasoned. He was kind of holding that in his back pocket. And I mapped out he threw 21 changeups his previous start and only 9 last night. And the big one to Ibar is described by JB.
3 balls, no strikes to Trout. Well, it was a huge double play because he had gone, he'd thrown 6 straight balls.
Yep. And there you see 2 potential no-hitters broken up in the 9th inning. But he'll have another opportunity.
You would think. Josh Harrison, I remember that one. The Pirates. Little single back up the middle to bust it up. And last night, Iannetta. 3-1 on Trout. Fouled away, 3-2. So Trout in the series is 1 for 8. And really over the years, not really a whole lot of success versus Detroit. .234 lifetime.
Yeah, let's don't jinx it. Let's keep it going that way. This guy is an explosive player. These are the first 3 games I've gotten to watch him live.
Guess what? There's a base hit to right.
Well, a lot's been said about how it got broken up last night. So let's get a flashback to 2007, I believe. In 2011, when he did get the no-hitter. One was against Milwaukee, and the other was against the Toronto Blue Jays. And he had the other experience at the end of the game in there. And I believe it'll have another opportunity, as they just said.
His current teammate Rajai Davis made the last out for the Blue Jays in that no-hitter. The one thing I noticed the difference in those 2 no-hitters was Verlander's demeanor after it was clinched. He was really excited after the first one. After the second one, it seemed like more of a relief than anything else.
You would hope that it might be like that if you get to win like 2 or 3 World Series, huh?
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
If you ever get to that point in your career.
I think when young teams win the playoffs, you win the wild card, then you win the next level and the next level. By the time you win the World Series, you're ready to go home. All partied out.
Pujols the batter here with 1 on, 1 out. You guys did some partying after 84, did you?
Did some yelling.
Wolf ready with the 1-0.
Well, it's just like last night. When it's over, it's relief because you're just stressing and you're just concentrating with every pitch, every ball that's hit, everything you have to throw. Then when it's over, you just kind of just sink into your seat and you don't realize what's happened until many years later.
And another toss back to first base. Keep an eye out. Trout, 10 steals this year.
See if we can't get a time with Mr. Trout down there from first to second.
Pujols is 1 for 8 in the series. His only hit was the home run in game 1. That'll back him out of there 2-0.
And if you're Albert Pujols, you're looking for the fastball. Probably you think you're going to guess fastball. Now he's up in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Got the base runner, base stealer on first, and Mike Trout.
That's in there for a strike. Trout 4 years ago stole 49. He stole 33 2 years ago, down to 16 last year, and now 10 so far this year.
Throw over there a couple times here.
It'll sail outside. 3-1 now on Albert Pujols.
If you ever want to try and pick up the signs, 3-1 count, 3-2 count, that's a good one to try and pick up the steal sign. You're going to use it more often than not in those counts.
Never thought of that.
It's like in the National League, when a pitcher comes up, you want to try and get the butt sign with the guy on first base or second base.
3-1 pitch. Popped him up. Shallow right field. Kinsler, long run. He'll get there. 2 gone.
Well, earlier they had the shift on Albert Pujols with nobody on, and Ian Kinsler had to really run over. Look at this. He does a good job. It's a long way to run right here. This ball's kind of dying, going away from him towards the line. You want to play it, and then you watch the reverse pivot so he can throw the ball just in case Mike Trout thinks about going. You reverse pivot, head on a swivel. This is earlier in the game. He's coming all the way over here.
Martinez ended up getting that ball, but another long run for Kinsler.
That's whether you play the shifts, you really have to be on your toes as to how you're going to have coverage, because it's not like it normally is.
I think guys have had to retrain themselves in some ways with all the shifts because it is so different than what they've been used to doing.
Well, I know in spring training they put them in and you have practice. You have what you call a team fundamental time, and that would be when you do the shifts. You'd put various shifts in, and you have people either hit balls with their bat with fungos, or you do it with like a pitching machine, a ball machine that will shoot it there.
Crone skies this one in the air, foul ground at third. Castellanos under it. Drifting to make the catch, and nothing comes of the one-out single by Trout. No runs, one hit, one man left. Ian Kinsler will start things off in the bottom of the fourth. Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica. Jeep, find your summer of adventure with great deals at the Jeep Summer Clearance Event. And by Country Fresh Milk. Get real. Tigers trying to get the offense going. It is in the bottom of the fourth here at Comerica. No score. Tigers have been limited to just one hit. The single by Gose in the third, but then he was promptly picked off. And Shoemaker back to the hill. Kinsler, Collins, Cabrera, top three in the lineup for the Tigers. First pitch is hammered in the air toward left center field, not deep. Victorino comes in, one pitch, one gone. Hey, just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller time later in today's game. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Here's Tyler Collins.
Tigers need to get a couple guys on and try and get a big inning. They had one last night, had a 4-run inning. A couple of home runs in that inning. You got to need some runners though. This young Shoemaker's doing a good job keeping the Tigers bats off balance.
Shoemaker won 16 games last year. An ERA just a smidge over 3. Up and in. 1-1 on Collins. In fact, he set a rookie record for the Angels in victories. Frank Tanana used to hold that record, 14 wins in his rookie season.
Just saw Frank Tanana the other day. Good teammate.
Ball low, 2-1.
When he won that 14 gamers, that's when he threw the gas and
right.
the curveball, right? And then he later hurt his arm and shoulder. Became a crafty lefty.
Here's the 2-1. Back out of play, 2-2. Well, Shoemaker was undrafted out of Eastern Michigan. He went on to play in the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League, where he was noticed and eventually signed out of that league. Here's the 2-2. Got him. Strike three. Collins did not like the call. There are two gone.
That is a really good pitch, though. If you look at it, he kind of throws a two-seam, but this ball really runs. It starts off on the inside part of the plate, or off the inside part of the plate, runs on the corner. Good movement on this pitch. Tyler Collins thought it was inside, but it came back over the plate.
Shoemaker struck out Cabrera in his first at bat. Here's the second meeting between the two. Mickey batting .369. Ball one.
You know, Mickey doesn't. I haven't seen him strike out too much. It seems like your best chance of getting him is early in the game, like first AB, when he hasn't really seen you yet.
The 1-0. Foul back out of play. The other thing about Cabrera this year is he's walking more. In fact, he has 62 walks this year, which is already more than all of last year. And at this point last year, he had about 300 more at bats. So Cabrera's walk numbers are really up this year. The 1-1. Pulled on the ground to third. Coward with a backhand. And Miggy is out. 1-2-3 inning. 4 in the books at Comerica, no score.
On 4 pitches, and then he came out with A-bar and he threw 2 balls right away. I was kind of looking in the bullpen and no one was warming up. I'm like, what's going on right now? Why isn't anybody warming up? I know we're winning 5-0, but I look up and I see I'm like, well, how many pitches does he have? I'm like, he's got 180. He must be tired. I'm like, what's going on? I look in the dugout. I'm trying to see, and then I look at the scoreboard and I'm like, how many hit? Oh, uh-oh. And that was when I kind of realized it.
So J.D. Martinez didn't know that he had a no-hitter until, what, the 8th or 9th inning?
Well, I don't know. He didn't say when he was looking at 108 pitches. That'd be the last inning.
Yeah, that's kind of amazing. Everybody else knew.
Either that or he's pulling somebody's leg.
Yeah,
huh?
I think he might be. Eric Ibar leads it off. It'll be Ibar, Victorino, and Perez here in the 5th. No score. Bouncing ball to short. There's Iglesias.
You know, as a fielder and a no-hitter, you could feel it out there a little bit too. Now.
I was going to ask you that because obviously you've been part of them, and
3 of them.
3 of you don't want to mess up, so you're probably feeling it.
You're happy to be the GOAT. Let's put it that way. You know, I had the Saberhagen one. There was a ball that probably shouldn't have went for it, but I dove kind of for it into the wall and got my glove on it, so I would get I got an error, I believe.
Ah, I got you.
So you're willing to sacrifice
right.
yourself. So that's what you're thinking of. You might do something you wouldn't normally do.
So you had Jack, you had Saberhagen, who was the third?
Yeah, Jack, I made a great play in right field. That was in Chicago at Old Comiskey Park. And I had Fernando Valenzuela in Dodger Stadium. And Brett Saberhagen in Kansas City.
Little flare towards second, and Kinsler runs it down.
Boy, Ian's getting his run in out there at second base today, huh?
That he is. Meanwhile, both Wolf and Shoemaker, outstanding work today on both ends.
Yeah, both efficient outings so far. Stay tuned.
Carlos Perez had a single in his first at bat. .229 hitter. There's a strike called on Perez. Wolf has allowed 3 hits to the Angels, all singles. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, just watching Randy Wolf, and I watched. We had him actually in Arizona. Might have been last year or the year before. Just throwing the ball more. He's free and easy, keeping the ball down a lot more.
Fly ball right field. JD on the run, and that is going to be a very snappy 1-2-3 5th inning. Tigers baseball today presented by Bell Tire. Play the Indians at 7:08 p.m. Fans are invited to stay after the game for a fireworks spectacular. If you'd like tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Here's our Comerica Bank game summary. How about this? It has been the Shoemaker and Wolf show today. They've been pretty even.
Yeah, they're locked up in a good old pitching duel here today. Actually, bullpens are going to be well rested. Probably shouldn't have said that either, huh?
Probably not, but we'll see.
Yeah, the first game was a little different, but really games have settled down since then.
Here's Victor Martinez to get it started. Victor at 242 right now and 9 home runs. He popped up at his first at bat. He's 0 for 1. He looks at strike 1 from Shoemaker. 2-out single by Gose in the third. The only runner the Tigers have had in this game against Shoemaker. Here's the 0-1. A little bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Martinez now 1 for 10 in the series against the Angels. They are headed to Cleveland next. The Tigers are going to Toronto. Try to hold up, but he went around. Dale Scott saying he went around. 1-2. You did pack your passport, correct?
Of course.
Okay, just making sure.
You got yours?
I do.
How's the picture looking at it?
Horrible.
Why?
Absolutely horrific. It never looks good. First of all, I'm not photogenic. Second of all, passport photos always look like you're an unsavory.
Who told you weren't photogenic?
Me, myself.
Well, I've got a picture of you. I thought you were very photogenic. Should I tweet it?
Probably not. The 1-2 is hammered to center field. And that is out number 1. Give me your phone. I need to delete that. Hey, time now for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Speaking of which, using hashtag Detroit Data Strong Fan, you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
No, I think the passport photos, they get a little close to you when you got a big old bald head.
Bingo. Bingo. That's exactly
right. I
right.
have the same. Although I think it looks good. So I think 5 seconds to get my hair ready.
Yeah, well, that's one of the advantages, no doubt. Save on hair care products. 0-1 on Martinez. So Toronto for 3 games, then an off day in KC, and then the Royals for 3. So it's going to be a road trip that'll be a bit of a challenge.
Yep, Toronto's been on fire since they made all the trades. Since Tulo's come over.
Pulled to third base, fair ball. Nice scoop there by Cowart, and his throw is just in time. JD got down the line in a hurry.
Yeah, he did. Got out of the box pretty good. Hustled all the way. See Cowart gather his feet, get his arm on top. If you can throw over the top, your throw is going to go a little straighter and accurate, and gets JD. Not many C's on my scorecard today for the Tigers.
C.
That's only the third one, I think.
That is rolled foul. To explain to the folks that haven't heard on past broadcasts, Kurt Gibson on his score sheet will indicate a ground ball out with the letter C.
Where it was hit. So that was in the third base area right down the line is a C.
So it's not a C5, it's just a C.
Right. Well, why put it? It's in the 5 position. Why do I need to write a 5 and clutter my scorecard?
It's foul back out of play.
Just always looking for better ways to be more efficient. It's part of the game, part of the competition.
Yeah, but also part of the game is going by the rules that have been established for like 100 years. The ground out is to third is 5-3.
Those are suggestions. Those aren't rules.
You got an answer for everything, man. Literally.
Well, I'm just telling you the way I'm thinking. It's not right or wrong. It's the way I do it. I can be accurate in my memory that way as well.
Okay, now that I'll buy. Here's the 0-2.
Oh boy, there's about a 50-footer right there.
Perez took a pretty good shot,
and he stopped it. You know, I remember when Tommy Brookins swung at a pitch like that off Rex Kern. Sparky Anderson asked him how he could swing at that. Did you hear the answer?
No. What did he say?
He said he was looking for it. He said that guy's not going to waste one on me.
Did he make contact?
No, he was down on strikes. Big curveball in the dirt.
Now the 1-2. That's another one.
And seriously, there have been major leaguers who have swung at that pitch.
Well, the guy that used to play for the Angels was well known for doing something like that. Big Vlad Guerrero. He used to swing at anything, really.
Yeah, Dickerson, the kid from Colorado, good hitter. I saw him hit 2 balls off the bounce. Trying to waste one and get a guy that swings and hits it, that's tough.
3-2 now on Castellanos.
Start a nice 2-out rally right here.
Nick fly to center field, his first at bat back in the second. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss to strike him out. Boy, Shoemaker cruising now.
Yep.
4 strikeouts for Matt Shoemaker.
Looking at pregame here, we were talking about our middle infielders, how they're always practicing. Doesn't matter whether they're on the diamond or not. And here we got it in the third inning on Mr. Cowart. Looks similar. So you practice that. Sometimes it shows up in the game. Looked good, too.
Well, who will blink first? Neither team has been able to score. We've had only 4 hits in this ball game between the two clubs. The Tigers really strong up the middle with those two.
Yep, kind of got a number 3 out there. Kind of reminds me of Mr. Trammell and Mr. Whitaker. Those guys, the way they know each other's mannerisms and are very comfortable in doing flips out of the glove and bare hands, and everybody knows where everybody is, and they play well together.
Caleb Cowart will start things off here in the 6th inning. Number 8 hitter for the Angels. I think you brought up a good point earlier in that, you know, these guys take a ton of ground balls during batting practice. I mean, this stuff just doesn't happen. They work a lot together and work on their timing.
Yeah, some days more than others, but you know, you want to get probably 5 minutes at least together, turn some double plays, practice your underhand flips. It's all footwork.
Cowart knocked into a double play after a single by Perez in the 3rd. The nifty play turned in by the middle infield. Batting just 125. Here's the 1-2. Fouled away.
Well, the Angels are waiting for David Freese to come back. And he's got a broken index finger and I think maybe a thumb on his throwing hand, so he's down at AAA trying to throw and going to be slower than expected. So you got a young kid doing the best he can and getting some good experience in the process.
Now the 1-2. Got him on the outside corner, strike 3, and he is the latest to beef with C.B. Buckner. What a wait time for a game break. Here is Mickey York.
So you said Greinke type things. I mean home runs?
Yeah, well, when he's up, yeah, no doubt. On the mound, a different story. Here's Green. He'll flare one back out of play on 1.
Randy Wolf really rolling as well. Both pitchers throwing lots of strikes. Got all their pitches working. All quadrants of the plate.
Outside 1-1. Wolf has over 2,300 big league innings under his belt. 2,300. And among lefties in the game right now, there's only two lefties that have thrown more, and that would be Mark Burley and CC Sabathia. That's it. It'll float low 2-1.
Almost 40 years old. Got to have a lot of desire to throw the ball as well as Randy's throwing it right now. To persevere through all those heartaches and not making the big league club, having to go back through the minor leagues.
Here's the 2-1. 2-2 now on Grant Green. Randy's played with 8 different big league teams, but a few other organizations in which he didn't get to the big leagues with.
Yeah, he's got a pretty long list of teams that he's with.
Big resume.
I'll read them off right here. They went to Philly, Dodgers, San Diego, Astros, LA Dodgers again, Milwaukee, Baltimore, Seattle, Arizona, Miami, back to Baltimore, Los Angeles Angels, Toronto, and now he's here. Now he was in those organizations in that order, but he did not make it to all big league clubs.
Bouncing ball to second.
So he feels pretty comfortable regardless where he's going, huh? Menards brings you the big money encounter. Been talking a lot about Randy Wolf. He's really got it working today. Came out early in the first inning. Got Cole Calhoun and Mike Trout and just keeping the Angel hitters off balance. And as he's here through 5 2/3 innings, keeps it rolling.
Only the fourth Tigers pitcher make a start at age 39 or older in the last 50 seasons. There are the others: Tanana, Rogers, Doyle, Alexander.
What do you think about when you think of Doyle, Alexander?
Think of John Smoltz.
Yep, Hall of Famer John Smoltz. Congratulations.
I also think that a lot has been made about that trade and how could the Tigers do that? The 0-1 sails outside.
The Tigers didn't know any more than the Braves knew.
Absolutely, and his numbers at the time in the minor leagues were nothing that jumped off the charts either. Smoltz.
Nope, but he was a prospect, and that's where you want to have good scouts within your organization, because you are speculating who can be an impact player.
2-1.
Little Laredo on that last pitch. Drop down to the sidearm. As we get back deeper into the game, you'll break these things out.
Swing and a miss. 2-2 on Calhoun. Tigers have had him tied up in knots most of this series. Strikeout, fly out in this game. He is now 0 for 10. Here's the 2-2. Off the plate, 3-2.
Looked like he was looking for the curveball there. Wolfie tried to get on that outside corner just off the plate. It was on the plate. He would have had him.
And he lost it. Ball 4. 2-out walk for Cole Calhoun keeps it going for Mike Trout. Single and 2 at bats for Trout.
We'll have to keep an eye on Cole Calhoun. Does have 4 bags. Got to believe the Angels want to try and get him into scoring position.
We haven't had too many guys in scoring position in this game. Only had a total of 4 hits. We've had none, to be exact, in terms of being in scoring position for either team. All of the hits in this game so far are just singles. Trout won the Rookie of the Year back in 2012. He beat out Yoenis Cespedes that year for the award. Chase Calhoun back.
Yeah, you wonder if they would want to try and steal this bag here. You got Mike Trout up, then Albert Pujols, 33 home runs and 34. You'd hate to make an out. These two fellas coming up.
One ball, one strike.
So I'd say the risk outweighs the reward.
I would agree. Here are the numbers on Wolf: 75 total pitches. And Trout and Pujols between them have knocked in over 140 runs. Checked it low and in. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Now again, you're in the 6th inning here. Anthony Ghost plays a really shallow center field, but he goes and gets him well. But that's kind of a chance you got to make, whether you want to take it or not. You want to at least make the Angels get 2 hits to score a run. I was a guy that liked to play a little deeper. I thought it was easier to come in on the ball than go back, Takes a special guy to be able to go back better than they come in.
I'm going to say most guys probably feel that way, don't they?
Oh yeah, think so.
2-1. And another toss, this time diving back in Calhoun. So Wolf did a really good job in his first start against Texas. He did give up 4 runs. 3 of those, though, were earned. And really settled into that game nicely. Ended up throwing a quality start. And he's got another one going here today against the Angels. Way high. And the count on Trout now 3-1.
Yeah, it seems like he's missing a little more with his pitches. And you look at his game log. He gets around 90 pitches, things change just a little bit. Got to be carefully watching him.
Albert waiting on deck. Here's the 3-1. He walked him, ball 4. So a pair of 2-out walks. And now it's going to bring up Pujols.
That's tough. Throwing a gym and you have a pair of 2-out walks.
Well, Wolf had retired 7 consecutive batters, then Calhoun walked, Trout has walked, and now you got to deal with Pujols. Although he's gotten him twice, in the air twice, 0 for 2. Albert has hit 4 home runs this year versus the Tigers, including the first inning of game 1 in this series.
You know, his numbers are better against righties.
The old reverse splits?
Yep, this year. There you see home runs, number 15, heading for Manny Ramirez, 1 away. We'll try and run down Reggie pretty soon.
Here's the 1-0. Strike called, and Albert didn't like that one, thought it was a touch high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pujols hit his 500th home run last year. He did it in Washington. That ball looked to be out of the strike zone.
Yep, just barely touching the square there under Fox tracks.
A look of disagreement for Albert.
This is the big pitch here. 1-1 pitch.
Swing and a miss.
They say that's the most influential pitch of a pitcher's count.
Well, the numbers are drastically different between a 1-2 count and a 2-1 count.
169 average, 1-2, 342 average, 2-1.
Look at you, man. You had those numbers right there.
Biggest gap of any count. Led you right into it, didn't it?
You did.
39% of all ABs go to 1-1.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
So, for instance, the previous hitter, Mike Trout, hits .459 on 2-1 counts. So you wouldn't want him to get to that count. No, a lot of organizations really stress that count. I mean, in their minor leagues, and they kind of reward guys for being able to get to 2-1 versus, or 1-2 versus 2-1.
Walks to Calhoun and Trout, and giving the Angels a chance here in the 6th. Now Wolf wants the catcher Avila to reshuffle the signs. Now the 2-2 to Albert Pujols. Drill to left field. That's going to be a base hit. Calhoun rounding third. They're going to send him home. Here comes the throw to the plate, and he's safe. It gets away from Avila. Wolf backs up, throws down to second. Now they got Pujols in a rundown. Albert will be tagged out, and that'll end the inning, but the Angels will get a run. Single RBI for Pujols to drive in Calhoun. 1-0 Halos. Brought to you by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price period. Bell Tire. Myers, save big with M-Perks from Myers. Sign up at mperks.com. And by Chevrolet, find new roads. Well, he finally have a run in this ball game. Unfortunately, it was the Angels that scored it to make it 1-0. RBI single by Albert Pujols, but he was thrown out trying to get to second base after the ball got by Avila. Albert's still shaking his head on that last play.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what he was shaking his head about. We're going to show it when we get some time here.
Avila gets it going here in the 6th against Matt Shoemaker. There's a ball outside, 1-0. My thought was that Albert probably should have gotten into a rundown on that play to at least give Trout a chance to come home.
Yeah, well, he went a little late, but I think he was thinking Trout would have went quicker.
2-0 now on Avila.
But those guys love each other. We know we saw Jared Weaver the other day giving it to Trout, huh?
Yes, he did.
They made up quickly.
Here's the 2-0.
So you have passion, and sometimes you get a little emotion involved, and you're going to have communication like that.
Dino Evil now having a chat with Pujols on that last play.
I will show it. Albert put his arms out. I'm not sure exactly what went wrong.
3-1 the count on Avila.
We'll take a walk.
6 in a row retired by Shoemaker. He's had a couple of 1, 2, 3 innings in a row. In fact, the only base runner is single in the 3rd that they picked off Ghosts. Drill to center field, straight at Trout. 1 out.
All right, let's take a look. We got first and second. Albert hits the bullet through the 5-6 hole right there. You're going to send the guy off second automatically. Then Albert's standing right here. The ball gets by. Now you see him going right here. And he wants Mike Trout to get going. You got to try and get in the rundown, because if Trout crosses before Albert gets tagged, it's a run. But didn't work out that way. Tigers did a good job of getting Albert Pujols out quickly so the run could not score.
Here is Iglesias, who grounded out his first time up. 1 run on 4 hits for the Angels. No runs, 1 hit for the Tigers. The 0-1 in the air toward right field. And Calhoun runs it down, almost just about to the warning track.
A lot of balls in the air today for this by the Tigers. Matt Shoemaker, I'm not sure. He's got good deception. The Tigers are not barreling it, not centering it up.
Nine in the air. Two up, 2 down. Here is Anthony Gose. Popped up a bunt. It'll go foul.
You know, going back to that play with Pujols getting tagged out, it's good play by the Tigers, as I pointed out. It's important because you give up 1 run, but if you don't execute that rundown properly, you give up 2. 1 run is more manageable, obviously, than giving up the 2 runs. You're always trying to cut these innings off.
1 ball, 1 strike. Meanwhile, Shoemaker just continues to deal in front of all of his friends and family here. The Michigan native pitching at Comerica Park for the first time in his career. The 1-1. 2-1.
He's got it all working. 74 pitches so far here in the bottom of the 6th.
Three and 1 now. Shoemaker went 5 1/3 against the Tigers back in May. That was at the Big A. Gave up 4 hits, 1 earned run. That's it. Pitch total now at 75. Here's the 3-1. Ghost takes low. That's a walk, and Anthony is still the only Tiger that has reached base in this game. 2 out base on balls. Tying run is on. Hey, September the 7th is Grandparents' Day when the Tigers battle the Tampa Bay Rays at 108. Special ticket packages include grandparents t-shirts, a pregame stroll on the field available exclusively at tigers.com/grandparents. So check it out. Here is Ian Kinsler. Ian with a pop-up and a fly ball. Pitch out, nothing doing.
Well, they know that Anthony Ghost and Raji Davis both like to go on first pitch, and Anthony was looking like he was going to go on that pitch. Did a good deke. The Angels gave him a high leg kick on a pitch out, but Ghost was not biting.
Did you ever pitch out on back-to-back pitches?
I never did, but Mike Scioscia I know it has. Bruce Bochy has. So he's got the signs, and then he goes to the numbers. So you have different sets of signs and a manager to go to different people. Right now he's going to this catcher, Carlos Perez. When you're a manager, I used to spend time watching the signs from the manager and then the signs from the third base coach.
Up and in, runner goes. And the throw is going to be in time for the out. Goes on the delayed steal is caught. And that's going to be it for the Tigers. No runs, a walk, nobody left. Goes out at second base. Randy Wolf goes back to work as we go to the top of the 7th in a 1-0 ball game. Angels have the lead. It's been a tight one all day. C.J. Cron leads it off. And he pulls that one foul to third base.
Kind of a strange game today after last night. It's got a different feel to it. Not many hits. Angels have 4 hits. They've only left 2 on base. Tigers have 1 hit and a couple walks. Nobody left on base. Actually, they have a hit and a walk.
The Angels started their go-ahead rally with a pair of 2 out base on balls, and a single by Pujols scored the run. It's fouled back out of play. 0-2 on C.J. Cron. So Wolf now at 86 in his pitch count. Ibar and then Victorino to follow here in the 7th inning. 1-0 Angels. Flared foul down the right field line.
Now any manager in this position would be thinking, you know, how far do I want to go with Randy Wolf based upon his performance so far and what he's done over his past history. You know, he's pitched such a good game, you don't want to take him out. We know that. So you're going to probably stick with him a little longer. At the same time, you want to make sure you don't let any inning get out of hand.
Randy went to 113 in his first start against Texas. Another one back out of play.
But you know, again, you have to reward your players for an effort like this.
Wolf was 9-2 down in the minor leagues at Buffalo in the Blue Jays organization. Had an ERA of about 2.5.
But if you look at all of them, I mean, he's basically in the 90 pitch range. Of those games, it looks like about 7 of them over 100 pitches.
Meanwhile, C.J. Cron is driving that pitch count up. Cron singled in the 2nd, but then was caught stealing. Wolf with the 0-2 again. Pulled in the air toward left field. It's going to move Collins back. He'll go to the warning track to make the catch.
Here's our high-speed pitch brought to you by Xfinity. Randy Wolf. 92 miles an hour on the fastball. The big curveball, 66 miles per hour for the low. But throwing a great game for the Tigers so far today.
He really has. There really hadn't been a whole lot going on for the Angels aside from those 2 walks. And he's gone outside now to Ibar 1-0. Ibar chops it foul at home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike on the Angels shortstop. Fly out, ground out in this ball game.
Yeah, both pitchers just doing a good job of being very deceptive. See, really no good swings on either pitcher. That tells you something.
Bouncer knocked out by Wolf, and that's going to cost him. It looked like Iglesias was sliding over to make that play. It'll be an infield hit.
Yeah, it's just a reaction to reach out and try and make the play here. But you're right. I think Jose Iglesias would have had this ball going right up the middle. Right off the end of the glove. I mean, at least he hit it with his went after it with his glove. Many pitchers stick that bare hand out. Very dangerous. Nevertheless, Ibar on with 1 out.
And it'll be the 5th hit of the ball game for the Angels. Here's Shane Victorino. He'll take ball 1. With the Tigers' win last night over the Angels, they snapped an 8-game losing streak versus LA. It had been a while since the Tigers had beaten the Halos. Now we get some activity in the Tigers bullpen. And that is the right-hander, Drew Verhagen. Ibar can steal. In fact, he's had 7 straight years now of 10 or more stolen bases. This year, and even 10.
Yeah, Ibar is a very smart player as well. Great technique. Gorzelani's joined him as well.
Victorino, one of 2 outfielders acquired by the Angels near the deadline. David DeJesus, the other.
Watch hit and run here.
That's a strike, 1-1. Gary DiSarcina running through the signs down at third base as Victorino gives a long look. Ibar has singled here, an infield hit, the 5th hit of the game for the Angels.
Watch Ibar, a lot of fake breaks. You know, if you saw Ibar when Wolf came up with his leg, he kind of leaned towards second base and then went back to the base. Now you can do that same sequence and steal out of it. Instead of going back, you kind of lean like you did there. You're trying to set up a sequence pattern for the pitcher so he'll let you go.
Same thing. And he got back in.
Different pitchers have different mannerisms, not all of them. Some are good at covering them up, but if you study them, you can many times find out and get an early break.
Strike called. 1-2 on Shane Victorino.
The first base coach has a lot to do with it, and Alfredo Griffin is over there. He was a shortstop, teammate of Mike Scioscia's. Generally, you try and stand in the same spot if you're a first base coach, because you want to be able to see the same thing. If you're moving around, it's hard to pick up the mannerisms that a pitcher may have, so you can get an early break.
Strike 3 called on Victorino, who is buckling out of the way.
Yeah, Shane's diving a little bit today.
2 gone.
See him diving into that plate. Randy Wolf comes inside again, gets him looking.
Good call. Right on the inside edge of the strike zone. 2 outs now for Perez. 5 strikeouts now for Wolf. Single fly ball for Perez. He'll loft this one in the air to right center field. It's going to hang up there for Martinez to end the inning. No runs, an infield hit. 1 man left. Time to stretch. Is our score as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Mario and Pemba, Kirk Gibson, we are glad you are with us here today. And Really a pretty good ball game pitch by both sides. We'll start with Randy Wolfgibbe. He's done some pretty good work today.
He has. He's totally commanded the zone. This is the second start that he's done it, throwing all of his pitches. He's got the Angels totally off guard. This is such a close game. You're going to have to make all the plays. Don't make any mental mistakes to give yourself a chance to win it.
What have you seen out of Shoemaker today? He's pretty much handled a pretty good Tigers lineup.
I see funny swings at him, so something tells me he's deceptive. Maybe he throws across his body, hides the ball. But the Tigers haven't seen him much, haven't scouted him a ton. They don't have a lot of material, but he's doing a good job.
And he'll go back to work now in the top of the lineup coming up for the Tigers. They're in the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Kinsler, Collins, and Cabrera facing the right-hander Shoemaker. Here's the 0-1. Drill down the left field line. It is hooking, and it's going to go foul.
A lot of foul balls as well.
Missed it by that much.
That's a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, but he can really tail that in on the righties. Looked like it had a shot, but curved well foul.
Here's the 0-2. Low 1 ball 2 strikes.
Well, he wanted that, didn't he?
And he almost got it.
And it's right at the bottom of the zone. Watch his reaction.
Now the 1-2. Bouncing ball slowly back up the middle eye bar. Kinsler is out by a step.
Well, he missed the previous pitch, went right back to the same spot, right at the bottom of the zone, and got his ground ball.
We'll bring up Tyler Collins, who has a fly out and a strikeout in this game. 1 hit has been allowed by Shoemaker and a walk. That has been it for the Tigers offense that really has been pretty pesky and potent in the first 2 games in this series. Hit 3 homers yesterday. Wolf and Avila chatting on the bench. They've hooked up today and done a masterful job too.
I think he might be done.
Well, the old fist pump there for Avila. The jacket is on. Collins waiting on an 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Tigers have the bullpen working now. Blaine Hardy is the lefty. Alex Wilson is the righty. The 0-2. Collins takes it low. 1 ball 2 strikes. Cabrera will be next. Pitch count most of the day for Shoemaker has been in really good shape. Little chopper hit toward third. Coward charging. Quick throw. Another close play at first base. 2 outs.
Let's take a look at our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. This Matt Shoemaker really has the Tigers off balance. 4 strikeouts, 4 groundouts, and 9 flyouts. Seem to be out in front. Balls up the end of the bat. Nice pitch to Tyler Collins right there, running it back in on the plate. Gets Miggy off his hands. Ian Kinsler made a bit of foul, but flied out there. Pretty good line so far. 6 1/3, 1 hit. 4 strikeouts and a walk.
Well, here's a guy that can tie it with 1 swing. And Miggy looks at ball 1. He's got Cabrera twice in this game. Strikeout, ground out.
Yeah, he's throwing the ball to both sides. He's got that little ball that runs off the hip of the lefty and in on the legs of the righties.
Run around.
Then he went with the slider there.
Cabrera asking Buckner, check with the first base umpire.
Yeah, that's a normal request.
CB saying I don't need to. I saw it myself.
That's a normal reply.
Ooh, that was close though. Outside, 2-1.
Again, just read the swings. Schumacher's really getting bad swings from the Tigers. And Miguel Cabrera has not centered him up. That tells you something.
Swing and a miss. 2-2. Shoemaker went down to the minor leagues and made one start, and he has come up and so far twirling a gem.
Yeah, he got sent down around the 16th, didn't he? He was down the mandatory 10 days.
Made one start against Iowa. Gave up 3 runs in 6 innings. And he got him. Strike 3. Cabrera caught looking to end the inning. How about Shoemaker? His family is loving it today.
We're not.
We, on the other hand, you're correct, are not. 1, 2, 3, 7. Let's go to the 8th. Still 1-0 Angels. Nothing game as we go to the 8th inning at Comerica Park. Here is the upcoming matchup presented by the Michigan Office of Highway Safety Planning, and it's going to be on to Toronto next. It'll be Matt Boyd and R.A. Dickey.
The young Matt Boyd has looked impressive really so far since he's been here with Detroit, coming over here, and R.A. Dickey, the knuckleballer. The guy with no UCL, right?
Correct.
No ulnar collateral ligament.
And it cost him a lot of money.
But he's still knuckling it. That'll be something different.
Wall side windows pitching change as Blaine Hardy checks in.
58th game, 10 holds, 2.65 ERA, very respectable. Had a pretty good year for the Tigers. It'll be up to him to hold the Angels down so the Tigers can overtake them.
Caleb Coward leads it off. And Grant Green and Cole Calhoun. Double play ball and a strikeout for Coward, who is 1 for 6 in the series. Swing and a miss again, 0-2.
Couple of changeups there.
It appeared so, based on the swings there by Coward.
Usually throws his curveball harder than that.
Ooh, there's another 55-footer. This one thrown by Hardy.
Good job by Alex stopping that ball. Got to wear it if you're a catcher. Concentration. You wonder how they stop those pitches. But they're trained. Obviously, they practice blocking all the time. They learn the angles.
And down he goes. First strikeout for Blaine. College football returns to Fox and Fox Sports 1 beginning Thursday, September 3rd. Former Michigan quarterback Jim Harbaugh makes his debut as head coach of his alma mater and leads the Wolverines against the Utah Utes. And the only place you can see it is on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
Big game. New era starts.
That's right. Kicking off a brand new season. A lot of excitement in Ann Arbor this year. Here is Grant Green. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
That was another changeup there. He's really got that pitch working.
Green, a couple of ground balls, 0 for 2. 1-2 the count. Six strikeouts for Tigers pitching today. 5 for Wolf and 1 for Blaine Hardy. Calhoun waiting on deck. Back him out of there. 2-2. Last night it was the Angels that were limited to just 1 hit. Today it's the Tigers so far. Swing and a miss. Hardy looking good.
Very good. Comes in, gets 2 strikeouts. Doing his job so far. Got to shut him down. It's hard to believe the Tigers won't score a run or more. Keep these Angels off the board.
Here's Cole Calhoun with 2 away. It was Calhoun that got the go-ahead rally started in the 6th with a 2-out walk against Wolf. And then another walk and then a base hit by Pujols. Ground ball right side, straight at Miggy. He'll take it himself. Hardy a 1-2-3-8. Time to get the bats going. We go to the bottom of the 8th in Comerica. The Angels in this game, and you can see the Tigers play the Tampa Bay Rays September 8th and 9th. Get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 bags of chips, and 4 drinks, all for just $16 per person. It's the Tigers weekday value pack. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Well, here are the numbers on Shoemaker. Pretty good.
Yeah, 7 innings pitched, only 1 hit. I think his longest outing is about 7 1/3 so far this year. And here he is into the 8th inning for the Tigers.
Ryan Jackson is the new second baseman for the Angels, and the first one is a little bit outside to Victor Martinez.
Got to believe Tigers may be looking at pinch running for Victor Martinez should he get on base, down to their last 6 outs.
Victor pop up in a fly out.
Sure, it'd be Raji Davis.
Ball 2.
Got to find a way on.
Rajay getting ready. Speed skating right now.
Everybody has their own thing. Got to be loose if you hit the diamond.
Now Shoemaker with the 2-0. Rip foul down the right field line.
Have we not hit a lot of foul balls today?
Yes. And a lot of them have sounded just like that.
Just Shoemaker's just really kept the ball in the corners.
Joe Smith is heating up in the Angels pen. Fly ball. Left field. It's going to be playable for Victorino. Victor is out, 1 gone.
A lot of fouls, a lot of flies.
So here is JD with a fly out and a ground out. Tigers have had only 2 base runners against Shoemaker today, single and a walk from Gose. But it's been a tough day on the bases for Anthony. He was picked off first in the 3rd inning and then was caught stealing on a delayed steal in the 6th.
Well, it was a good try. I mean, they know that they've got it. Here comes Mike Scioscia. Looks like the young Shoemaker could be done.
Well, he's at 95 right now. This is interesting. The Tigers have not been able to sniff him all day. And it appears he's going to take it. Oh. So Shoemaker is going to get a standing O from his family.
As he should.
Fabulous effort today for Shoemaker, who gives a wave to the family and friends as he walks off. Wall side windows pitching change. We'll be back. The 8th, 1 out, nobody on for the Tigers, and as promised earlier in the game, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag Detroit Data Strong Fan for a chance to have it featured in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
And the pitchers so far tonight, great effort. Matt Shoemaker right now is outdoing Randy Wolf. Only 1 hit, no runs. Randy Wolf's given up 1 run. See both with 5 strikeouts and a walk or 2 apiece.
Joe Smith is the new right-hander coming on for the Halos.
Very tough on right-handed hitters. Only hitting, I think it's around 216. So that's why Mike Scioscia went to him.
Drill towards center field. Trout not going to get this one. Going to go all the way to the wall. This might be a triple. Let's see. He's going to take the turn and go for 3. And the throw is held up. It's a 3-bagger for JD.
There's some long strides right there, but he jumps his first pitch. He gets the fastballs right down the heart of the plate. JD's all over it. Mike Trout can't catch up to it, and he had a great turn right here. Got around those bases very quickly. Nice long strides, good turn. Doesn't go too far out of the baseline. On his way to third, and the infield is now in for the Angels.
Here's Castellanos, swing and a miss. It gets, it's fouled off. It went through the catcher. 0-1.
They brought the infield in the first inning with Miguel Cabrera up yesterday. You knew they were going to do it here.
Castellanos is 0 for 2. Tying run, standing at third with 1 out. Normally you see the triples hit to right center field in this ballpark. That one went to left center. That time Nick laid off. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, JD came in and got the fastball and jumped him, and Castellanos tried to do the same, but he got the slider.
So Shoemaker comes out of the game. They bring in Smith, and on the first pitch, the Tigers triple. Chop foul, 1-2 now on Castellanos.
Pretty hard off a guy like Joe Smith, but you've got to be thinking middle of the diamond here, opposite, because for whatever reason you're always going to be out in front. He's trying to get you to roll this pitch over. Infield is in. They want a ground ball or a strikeout. You have a better chance of hitting the ball in the air or on the line if you let it travel a bit deeper. Now, it's easy for me to say. It's a tough job, and you know, they're competing against each other.
And again, he stays away. 2-2. That triple, by the way, for Martinez, the 41st of the year for the Tigers, which leads the American League. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Castellanos just could not hold up.
Tight little slider. Chase slider starts on the plate. Runs off. Good positive reaction there by Shoemaker.
So here is Avila now with 2 outs.
Yep, Alex got to pick him up.
Avila with a strikeout and a flyout. And that one just missed outside. 1-0. Only the second hit of the game for the Tigers, the 1-out triple by JD Martinez. The 1-0 pitch. That's in for strike 1-1.
Well, either team, not many opportunities tonight, so got to make and take advantage of these.
2-1. Lefty is hitting much better against Smith. 268. There's action in the Tigers pen. Rondon. Here's the 2-1. Bouncing ball right side of the infield. Jackson goes to the grass, and the threat is over. A 1-out triple is stranded, and we will go to the 9th. We indeed head to the top of the ninth inning. Game summary looks like this. Shoemaker Gibby today was just really good. I mean, he was dominant most of the afternoon.
Yeah, well, I mean, both pitchers were, and Randy Wolf just had 2 walks and a base hit. Tigers had an opportunity here in the bottom of the 8th and were unable to get J.D. Martinez in. But look at the lines down there, similar. Good game, and down to our last 3 outs. Bruce Rondon in the game, 2 for 3 in save opportunities. This is not. He's in line for a win should we score in the next inning.
And Rondon will have to go through Trout, Pujols, and C.J. Cron. 2, 3, and 4 in the Angels lineup today.
Bruce has only thrown in 1 of his last 8. That's why you see him in the game right now.
First one is in there, a fastball strike. 98 on the gun. Trout had 1 of those walks in the 6th. Also has a single on base twice today. And that one is in there for a strike. Going 2. Bruce being attacked by a bee, it looks like. Trying to swat it away. Here's the 0-2. Another heater. That one missed high. So the Tigers today have gone with Wolf for 7. Hardy a really good 1-2-3-8 with a couple of strikeouts, and now Rondon here in the 9th. And the 1-2. Pulled on the ground to third. Castellanos knocks it down. Trout is safe at first base. The throw is high. And the leadoff man on.
Let's take a look at Big Boy's big play of the game. It happened in the 6th inning after 2 walks. Albert Pujols gets started off and gets ahead in a 2-0 count. We get a strike here, 2-1, takes it to 3-1. And then they're supposed to be away, gets it in, and Albert turns on it. Plating Calhoun. And Alex unable to make that pick right there. It was a tough pick, came in hot. Pujols tried to get in a rundown, and Tigers retired him, and we still stand 1-0 in the top of the 9th.
Albert stands in now. Runner goes on the first pitch. Avila's throw down to second. Tag is going to be in time for the out. And he got him by a mile. That's a big play.
Yeah, Bruce Rondon did a good job of keeping his times down. Avila threw a great throw right on the money. It's right on the money. When you can get it low like that, it really takes a lot off your time. It's called a good tag time right there. See Mike Trout trying to get out of the baseline and slip his hand underneath, but it's not going to happen.
Avila with 2 caught stealings today. 2-0 on Pujols. Chop foul, 2-1.
Alex came into the game at 30%, so he's taken that up a couple notches. Now 9 for 23, throwing out 9 out of 9 caught stealing, 23 stolen bases.
By the way, if you're keeping score, they did rule that Trout ground ball in air on Castellanos, but it's been erased now with the caught stealing. Just missed the outside corner.
You got down there quick, I know that.
Pujols the RBI single in the 6th. This point remains the difference. Fouled back, 3-2 on Albert.
Bruce Rondon really, as of late, really has got good command of that slider. Been a real good pitch for him. Everybody expects him to throw at 98, 100 miles an hour. He drops that slider in there, big speed variance, keeping it down in the zone, keeping the hitters off balance.
Angels have their closer warming up. That is Houston Street. Got a 4-out save in the first game in the series. and that one missed low.
Good job of laying off that pitch by Albert Pujols.
It's that ball 4, isn't it? It was 3-ball count. It is ball 4. Now finally Albert takes his base. 1 on, 1 out. They follow the Tigers all season in 2015 with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At bat is up to the moment, at any moment, with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, and more. Get MLB.com at bat on your smartphone or tablet.
Brad coming out for a explanation, but the way we have it is ball 4. Through the chase pitch, slider. Albert laying off it.
C.J. Cron. Ball 1. The one thing going for the Tigers here is that Pujols does not run very well at first base.
Tell you, he used to. He's got 4 bags this year. Been caught twice. He used to run. You know, he'd sneak attack you quite a bit. Like he'll stand over there like he is now, close talking, and he just takes off. He tries to time the pitcher up and get a big break, an early jump. Just like that.
Line drive to right. That's going to be a base hit the other way for C.J. Cron, and now 2 men on for the Angels.
Yeah, get behind the count. They get that fastball. Cron barrels it to right field. Angels now first and second, 1 out.
Ibar had an infield single but did not score in the 7th. And now the Angels have 6 hits in this game.
I think he'll be swinging away, although the Angels bunted 3 times in game 1.
Ball 1.
I think he would rather have Ibar with men in scoring position than the bottom 4 of his lineup.
Agreed.
Shane Victorino is, you see the defense, the Tiger defense, and Shane Victorino has struggled against righties.
Here's the 1-0. Ibar pops and foul back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Angels trying to add some insurance runs to their 1-0 lead here in the 9th. Tigers in the bottom of the 9th will have Iglesias, Ghost, Kinsler.
Well, Ian's done it a couple times this year, hasn't he?
He has
big
walk-offs
drama in the 9th inning for the Tigers.
I see you looking ahead.
Got to put that thought in your mind.
The 1-2, or the 1-1 rather, is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike on Eric Ibar.
Again, Bruce Rondon only once out of the last 8 days, so maybe a little rusty. Definitely going to feel strong though. All that rest.
Here's the 2-1. Slap to left field. That's going to be a base hit. Pujols to third. They're going to have to stop him there. And the bases are loaded now for the Angels, with only 1 out.
Yeah, the walks have hurt the Tigers today. You had 2 walks by Randy Wolf. Bruce Rondon gives Pujols a walk, and then all the hits have kind of gone the opposite way. Ibar just slapping the ball between the 5-6 hole, between third base and shortstop. Now bases loaded, 1 out. Jeff Jones is out to talk to Bruce Rondon.
Albuquerque warming up in the Detroit bullpen. So Rondon trying to keep this a 1-run game. That caught stealing of Trout has turned out to be a big play in this inning.
Yeah, he would have scored right there.
Instead, it's Pujols at third base, Crone and Ibar at second and first, respectively. Double play would look nice right here. Victorino is 0 for 3, couple of punch outs. He shoots one foul, 0-1. Tigers today have been out hit 7-2.
Rondon working very slow right here. Alex and Bruce having a hard time getting on the same page.
In the air towards center field, moving over his Ghost. Runner will tag. Pujols coming in. He is going to score on the sacrifice fly by Shane Victorino, who gets the job done to make it 2-0. Big run there for the Angels.
Yep, it was. Tigers got to get one guy on before they get the tying run to the plate next inning, at bottom of this inning. Victorino's really taking funny swings for me. I've watched him play for several years and got the job done there, though.
So 2 on 2 outs, and here is Carlos Perez. He looks at a strike, 0-1. Single back in the third, he raced on a double play. That's on the ground slowly toward first. They'll shovel it to second for the force there to end the inning. Big run though for the Angels. Will go to the bottom of the 9th. Houston Street will check in.
Immediately following the game, I'll be inside the Tigers clubhouse chatting with Randy Wolf about another strong pitching performance, and I'll also ask Tiger hitters what made Trenton's Matt Shoemaker so tough to deal with today. As always, you'll hear from Brad Ausmus, and Mickey York is in the Coliseum studios alongside Craig Monroe and Rod Allen. Tigers live, hopefully after a comeback win, guys. Back upstairs to you for now.
That's the plan, Justin. Thank you very much. It's going to have to happen, though, against the Angels closer. It's Houston Street coming in.
He's good. 30 out of 34 save opportunities. ERA of 2.66. Doesn't walk anybody. 17 walks, 45 strikeouts. He's thrown a lot 3 out of his last 5 days, but he knows how to do his job, and it'll be a tough task for the Tigers in the bottom of the 9th.
It'll be Iglesias, Ghost, and Kinsler, the 3 hitters here in the 9th inning. Angels lead 2-0. Iglesias ground out and a fly out. Those 2 at bats against Shoemaker, who went 7 1/3 in this game. Smith came on to get the final 2 outs in the 8th. He shows bunt, looks at ball one.
Yeah, Tigers need a runner. Get on any way you can. Get hit, bunt, base hit, walk, strike out, let it go to the backstop and run to first. Any of those will work.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Strike called. Buckner goes up with the right hand. 1-1. 2 runs on 7 hits for the Angels today. The Tigers, no runs, 2 hits. Street missing outside. 2-1. Street in game 1 in the series came on to get the out in the 8th and then 3 outs in the 9th. He did give up 2 hits though. Sliced in the air to center field. Mike Trout coming in, and Iglesias retired. 1 gone.
Well, the opportunities have been few and far between. Anthony Gose has been on base 2 times but had a tough inning. Got a base hit in the 3rd inning, got picked off, and then in the 6th inning he got a walk and tried the delay steal, and the Angels were all over it, pegged out. But now here we are in the bottom of the 9th, another chance to redeem.
2 plays that stick out in a tight ball game.
Yeah, I mean he's busted. He's trying to advance, and got to give the Angels credit. And the delay steal, the Angels, you're trying to catch them off guard. You're hoping that they don't watch you because they put their eyes on the ball being pitched to the plate, but they were right on it. Cut goes down.
Anthony swings and misses, and the count is 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Goes, takes, he just missed, and Houston Street thought he had strike 3.
Need to get Anthony Gose on. Ian Kinsler is one of the hottest Tigers on deck. This pitch just off the corner. CB's all over it. Calls it a ball.
Now the 1-2. Fouled it away. There's Kinsler on deck. Need a base runner for him. Houston Street, now 32 years old, born in Austin, Texas, lives in Austin, Texas. Missed again. 2-2.
Boy, he's nibbling there, isn't he? He's trying to get that corner, trying to entice CB Buckner to call that pitch. Comes the changeup.
Swing and a miss, and he got him with it. Nicely executed there by Street. 2 gone.
Pretty good setup here by Houston Street. 2 fastballs running away, and he goes with the changeup on the plate.
So here is Kinsler. Ian is 0 for 3 today. Pop up, fly out, ground out. And he looks at ball 1.
I think you take a strike here. You're just trying to make Street throw a strike, trying to get ahead in the count. You're trying to get that tying run to the plate. Need the base runner.
Grounded foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's something that's usually communicated on the bench. You know, do you take a strike? Do you take a pitch? Do you not take a strike or a pitch? You get a guy that throws a lot of strikes, you generally do not take.
Flared out of play, and the count is 1-2. So Houston Street needs 1 more strike. Tigers trying to keep this going. Collins on deck. Then it would be Miggy.
That worked. Let's get 2 guys on.
Shoemaker hoping his closer can finish it off. And he will. A swing and a miss to strike out Kinsler. And the Angels will take 2 out of 3 in this series against the Tigers. And Shoemaker, the hometown boy, comes back to Comerica Park in his first start in this ballpark, and it was a dandy.
Well, it was a good pitcher's duel. Randy Wolf threw the ball well, too. Unfortunately, the Tigers could not score.
2-0 your final.